Let me ask you something. Has he been taking up residence in your mind lately? You know, that one person you just can't seem to shake from your thoughts? The one who seems to pop up at the most unexpected moments while you're sipping coffee, scrolling through your phone, or even in your dreams. It feels intense, almost magnetic. But why? What's happening beneath the surface of your heart and mind to give him so much space in your life? This isn't just some random fluke. There's a deep psychological and emotional story behind why he's constantly occupying your thoughts. And here's the kicker. Understanding this can change not just how you see him, but also how you see yourself. You see, most people assume that thinking about someone all the time means one thing: love. But is it? Could it be something deeper, or even more complex? What if this isn't just about him, but also about you, your desires, fears, and emotional needs? In this video, we'll peel back the layers to uncover the truth. We'll explore the fascinating psychology behind why he's stuck in your mind, the emotional dynamics that fuel these thoughts, and, most importantly, how you can harness this understanding to grow into a stronger, more empowered version of yourself. Ready to dive in? Let's start with the first, and perhaps the most intriguing reason why he's dominating your thoughts: the power of reciprocated energy. 1. The psychology of reciprocated thoughts. Imagine this: you're sitting quietly, minding your own business, and suddenly he appears in your mind. It feels so random, yet it's not. Could it be that he's thinking about you at that very moment? Some would dismiss this as wishful thinking, but there's actually a fascinating psychological explanation behind it. Human minds are wired for connection. When you share an emotional bond with someone, or even if you want to share one, it's like an invisible thread is spun between you. Thoughts travel that thread. You think of him, he thinks of you, and sometimes those moments align so perfectly it feels like magic. But here's the deeper question. How do you know if he's really thinking of you, or if it's just your imagination working overtime? Start by asking yourself, do you notice patterns? For example, do you hear from him right after he crosses your mind? Do you sense subtle signs of connection when you're together, like lingering glances or words that feel loaded with unspoken meaning? Reciprocated thoughts aren't just a coincidence, they're a signal of emotional investment. Stoicism teaches us that true connection isn't about attachment but resonance. Stoic dating principles emphasize the importance of shared values and emotional depth over fleeting attractions. If he's thinking about you as much as you're thinking about him, this could be the foundation of something meaningful, or it could reveal your own yearning for connection that you're projecting onto him. Here's another layer to consider. Have you ever wondered why the idea of him feels so alive in your mind? It's not just about what he says or does. It's about the way he makes you feel about yourself. Often, when someone occupies our thoughts, it's because they reflect something we desire deeply, whether that's passion, security, or even adventure. But beware. The human mind loves to romanticize. Sometimes we think about someone not because of who they are, but because of what they represent to us. Maybe he symbolizes the kind of life you want to create or the kind of person you aspire to be with. If that's the case, this is a golden opportunity to pause and reflect. Are you drawn to him because of who he is, or because of what he makes you feel about yourself? Now, let's flip the script. What happens if these thoughts are unreciprocated? If you're pouring emotional energy into someone who doesn't return it, this can create a painful imbalance. And yet, here's the irony. Even unrequited feelings can teach us something profound about ourselves. They reveal our capacity to love, to hope, and to dream. Stoicism reminds us to focus not on external validation, but on cultivating inner strength. When we embrace this mindset in Stoic dating, we start to recognize that our worth isn't defined by whether someone else thinks of us. Instead, it's shaped by our ability to stay grounded, present, and true to ourselves. So, the next time he crosses your mind, ask yourself, what does this thought mean? Is it a reflection of his presence in your life, or a mirror of your own emotional landscape? By untangling these questions, you'll not only understand why he occupies your thoughts, but also unlock a new level of self-awareness and emotional empowerment. And trust me, this is just the beginning. If you think this insight is powerful, wait until we delve into the next reason why he might be living rent-free in your mind. Stay tuned. 2. Attachment and emotional connection. Close your eyes for a moment and think about him. Is it his smile that lingers in your memory? The way he says your name? Or maybe it's not even about what he does. It's the feeling he leaves behind, like an invisible mark on your soul. That magnetic pull you feel is no accident. It's attachment at work. Attachment is one of the most powerful forces in human relationships. It's the reason you feel tethered to certain people, even when they're not physically present. But here's the twist. Attachment is both a blessing and a burden. It can deepen your emotional connection or leave you vulnerable to suffering when things change or end. Think about it. How often do you replay moments with him in your head, analyzing every word, every look, every pause? It's like your mind is trying to hold on to him to preserve the connection. But is this attachment truly about him or about what he represents to you? Here's the truth. When someone occupies your thoughts, it's often less about who they are and more about how they make you feel. Does he bring you comfort, excitement, a sense of belonging? Or on the flip side, does he awaken your fears, fear of rejection, fear of loss, or fear of not being enough? It's natural to seek attachment. It's what makes us human. But as Stoicism teaches us, the key to emotional freedom lies in recognizing the impermanence of life. Nothing lasts forever, not moments, not people, not even feelings. When you accept this, you can love more freely without clinging or fearing the inevitable changes. Ask yourself, is your attachment to him helping you grow, or is it holding you back? Healthy attachment nurtures you. It makes you feel secure, seen, and valued. But unhealthy attachment? That's when you lose yourself in the pursuit of holding on to someone else. How do you know if your attachment is healthy? Pay attention to your emotions. Do you feel uplifted when you think of him? Or do you feel anxious and restless? If it's the latter, it's time to take a step back. This isn't about cutting ties, it's about recalibrating your inner world so you can approach the relationship with strength and clarity. One way to do this is to shift the focus back to yourself. Instead of pouring all your energy into analyzing him, ask, what do I need right now? How can I nurture my emotional well-being, regardless of what's happening between us? This isn't selfish, it's essential. The stronger and more grounded you are, the healthier your connections will be. Let me give you a little challenge. The next time he comes to mind, don't dwell on what he's doing or feeling. Instead, focus on you. Take a moment to breathe deeply, center yourself, and remind yourself of your worth. Say to yourself, I am enough, with or without him. This doesn't mean you don't care about him or want the relationship to thrive. It means you're building a foundation of self-love and emotional independence, so no matter what happens, you're standing strong. This is the essence of Stoic dating, balancing your desire for connection with your commitment to personal growth. And here's the magic. When you cultivate this inner strength, you'll notice a shift, not just in yourself, but in your relationships. You'll attract deeper, more fulfilling connections because you're no longer seeking validation from others. You're already whole. If you're resonating with this, if you feel like this perspective is opening your eyes to something powerful, let me know. Like this video and drop a comment saying number 1 if this message is hitting home for you. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights like this. This journey isn't just about understanding him. It's about discovering your own power and creating relationships that truly enrich your life. Stay with me because in the next part, we'll dive even deeper into the emotional dynamics that might be keeping him front and center in your mind. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. 3. Jealousy and insecurity in relationships. Let's talk about one of the most intense emotions that can keep someone looping through your thoughts. Jealousy. Have you ever felt that gnawing sensation in your chest when you see him talking to someone else, or even imagine him with someone else? It's visceral, consuming, and deeply human. But why does it happen? And what does it say about the way he occupies your mind? Jealousy often begins with insecurity, whether it's about the relationship, yourself, or both. When we fear losing someone, our minds latch onto them like a lifeline, replaying scenarios and searching for reassurance. The irony? This fixation doesn't soothe the fear, it feeds it. The more you think about him in the context of jealousy, the stronger the emotional grip becomes. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire you desperately want to extinguish. But here's the thing. Jealousy isn't inherently bad. It's a signal, a neon light flashing to get your attention. It's saying, hey, something here needs to be addressed. So the question is, what is it pointing to? Is it a fear of not being enough for him? A lack of trust in the relationship? Or perhaps it's a reflection of deeper self-doubt that has nothing to do with him at all? Let's be honest. When someone occupies your thoughts because of jealousy, it's rarely about their actions alone. It's about the meaning you attach to those actions. If you see him being friendly with someone else and your first thought is, what if he likes her more than me? Pause. Ask yourself, why do I feel threatened by this? Is it because you feel secure in yourself and the connection? Or is it because you're searching for validation from him that you aren't giving yourself? Now, this isn't about blaming yourself for feeling jealous. Not at all. It's about understanding that jealousy is a mirror. It reflects the areas where you might need to grow or heal. And here's the empowering truth. You can shift the narrative. You can transform jealousy from an emotion that controls you into one that guides you toward greater self-awareness and emotional strength. Stoicism, with its focus on inner resilience and control, offers profound wisdom here. It teaches us that we can't control what others do, but we can control how we respond. Imagine how freeing it would feel to let go of the need to monitor his every move, to trust that whatever happens, you'll be okay because you have the tools to navigate any outcome. This is the essence of Stoic dating, not about suppressing emotions but mastering them. Here's an exercise to try. The next time jealousy creeps in, don't push it away. Instead, sit with it. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Write it down if you need to. Then challenge those fears. If you're worried about not being enough for him, remind yourself of your unique qualities, the things that make you irreplaceable. If you fear losing him, focus on what you would still have, your strength, your values, your ability to grow and attract love that aligns with who you truly are. And let's not forget the other side of jealousy, the insecurity it can create in him if he senses it in you. When you exude confidence and trust, you not only feel better, but you also create a dynamic where he feels more drawn to you. People are naturally attracted to those who radiate self-assurance. By addressing your own jealousy and insecurities, you're not just helping yourself, you're setting the tone for a healthier, more balanced relationship. But what if your jealousy is justified? What if there's evidence that he's not fully committed or respectful of the relationship? In this case, jealousy is doing its job. It's alerting you to a boundary that's being crossed. The key is to address it calmly and directly, without letting the emotion overwhelm you. Express your feelings, but from a place of clarity, not accusation. This approach not only shows maturity, but also encourages a constructive conversation that can strengthen your connection, or reveal if it's time to walk away. Here's the takeaway. Jealousy is a teacher. It's there to show you where you need to grow, whether that's in self-confidence, communication, or recognizing when someone's actions aren't aligning with your standards. By leaning into this emotion instead of resisting it, you gain control over it, and by extension, over the way he occupies your mind. The more you practice this, the less power jealousy will have over you, and with that freedom, you'll find yourself thinking about him in a way that feels lighter, more joyful, and more empowering. This isn't about erasing him from your thoughts. It's about transforming the why behind those thoughts into something that uplifts you, not drains you. Stay with me, because next we're diving into a topic that holds the key to breaking free from overthinking and finding peace in the present. You won't want to miss it. 4. The impact of self-awareness. Have you ever wondered why he occupies your thoughts so intensely? Is it love, curiosity, or simply a habit your mind has formed over time? The answer often lies in an unexpected yet transformative place: self-awareness. This is where the magic of understanding begins, And it's the key to unlocking not only your feelings about him, but also your relationship with yourself. Self-awareness is the ability to step back and observe your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without judgment. It's the moment you realize, wait, why am I thinking about him right now? What's really going on here? When you practice this kind of introspection, you begin to see patterns, motivations, and triggers that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. And once you see them, you can choose how to respond rather than letting them control you. Let's break this down. When he pops into your mind, it's rarely random. Maybe something he said struck a chord, or perhaps you're seeking the emotional high his presence gives you. But what does this say about you? Are you thinking about him because he fulfills a specific need, security, excitement, validation, or because he genuinely aligns with who you are and what you want in life? Here's the catch. Without self-awareness, it's easy to confuse infatuation with connection, or to mistake longing for love. When you're not fully in tune with your inner world, your thoughts about him might be a projection of unmet needs, unresolved fears, or even your own aspirations. For example, if you admire his confidence, is it because you see it as a quality you wish to cultivate in yourself? If you crave his attention, is it because you're seeking external validation instead of affirming your own worth? This isn't about blaming yourself for your thoughts, it's about understanding them. Self-awareness is a gift, a tool that helps you peel back the layers and get to the root of what's driving your emotions. And here's the beauty of it. The more self-aware you become, the more clarity you gain, not just about him, but about yourself, your desires, and your boundaries. So how do you cultivate self-awareness in a way that transforms these thoughts into growth? Start with reflection. Take a few moments each day to check in with yourself. When he crosses your mind, don't just let the thought drift by, engage with it. Ask yourself questions like, what triggered this thought? How does thinking about him make me feel? What does this feeling reveal about what I need or want right now? Writing these reflections down can be incredibly powerful. Journaling allows you to process your thoughts in a tangible way, turning abstract emotions into something you can analyze and learn from. Over time, you'll notice patterns, certain times of day, situations, or emotions that bring him to mind. And with that knowledge, you can start to make conscious choices about how to navigate those moments. Another tool for self-awareness is mindfulness. This is where Stoicism can be your ally. Stoicism teaches us to stay grounded in the present moment, focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. When your mind starts to spiral into thoughts of him, what he's doing, how he feels about you, whether he's thinking about you too, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, right now, the only thing I control is my response to this thought. Instead of diving into the what-ifs, bring your focus back to the here and now. And let's not underestimate the role of emotional triggers in this process. Self-awareness means recognizing when your thoughts about him are tied to deeper fears or unresolved wounds. For example, if you're constantly worried about losing him, is that fear rooted in this relationship, or does it stem from past experiences? When you identify these triggers, you can begin to heal them, freeing yourself from their hold and creating space for healthier, more balanced emotions. But here's the most important part. Self-awareness doesn't just help you understand your thoughts, it empowers you to take action. When you recognize that thinking about him is a reflection of your own needs or desires, you can start to meet those needs yourself. If it's connection you crave, invest in deepening your friendships or exploring your passions. If it's validation you're seeking, remind yourself of your worth, independent of his attention or approval. The more you build this inner foundation, the less power he'll have over your thoughts. Not because you care any less, but because you've reclaimed your emotional autonomy. This is the heart of Stoic dating, approaching relationships from a place of strength, clarity, and self-assurance, rather than fear or neediness. And here's the real transformation. When you become self-aware, you'll find that your thoughts about him shift. They'll no longer feel consuming or overwhelming. Instead, they'll become lighter, more intentional, a reflection of your emotional growth rather than a reaction to external circumstances. So, the next time he crosses your mind, don't push the thought away. Welcome it as an opportunity to learn about yourself. With each moment of awareness, you're not just gaining insight, you're stepping into a more empowered, authentic version of yourself, and that in itself is worth celebrating. Stay tuned, because next we're going to explore how embracing the present moment can be the ultimate key to breaking free from overthinking and creating a sense of peace and fulfillment. Let's keep growing together. 5. The power of the present moment. Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite spot, maybe sipping coffee or staring out the window. It's quiet, serene, and then, out of nowhere, thoughts of him creep in. You start replaying past conversations, imagining future scenarios, or analyzing every detail of your last interaction. Before you know it, the moment in front of you has vanished, replaced by a mental loop of what-ifs and what-mights be. Sound familiar? This is the trap of overthinking, a habit that pulls you away from the one thing you truly have control over, the present moment. And the truth is, the present is where all the magic happens. It's where you connect with yourself, find clarity, and experience life as it unfolds. So why do we let our thoughts about someone else hijack this sacred space? Here's the answer. When someone occupies your mind, it's often because your brain is trying to solve a puzzle. Does he care about me as much as I care about him? What is he doing right now? Where is this going? These questions can feel urgent, almost demanding your attention. But here's the kicker. Obsessing over the answers doesn't bring you closer to the truth. It only keeps you stuck in a cycle of worry and distraction. Let's flip the script. Instead of getting lost in thoughts of him, what if you used those moments to ground yourself in the present? Imagine how freeing it would feel to let go of overthinking and fully embrace the here and now. The present moment is where you're most powerful, where you can take action, grow, and create the life you want, not just dream about it. Start with a simple but transformative question. What's happening right now in this moment that I can appreciate? Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a friend, or the quiet satisfaction of completing a task. These moments might seem small, but they're the threads that weave a fulfilling life. When you bring your focus back to the present, you also reclaim your emotional energy. Thinking about him constantly can be draining, like leaving a light on in a room you're not even in. By grounding yourself in the now, you're turning off that light, conserving your energy for what truly matters. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for cultivating this awareness. The next time you find yourself spiraling into thoughts about him, try this. Pause. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Gently bring your attention to what you're doing right now. Feel your feet on the ground, the air in your lungs, the sounds around you. This isn't about ignoring your thoughts. It's about acknowledging them without letting them take over. Think of it as watching clouds pass in the sky. You see them, but you don't have to chase them. Here's where Stoicism offers profound wisdom. Stoics teach us that we cannot control the future or change the past, but we can master our response to the present. In Stoic Dating, this means focusing on what's within your control, your actions, your mindset, your values, and letting go of the rest. If he's meant to be part of your journey, he will be. But worrying about it won't make it happen any faster. And here's the beautiful part. When you fully embrace the present, you become more attractive, not just to him, but to everyone around you. Why? Because being present exudes confidence, calm, and a sense of purpose. It shows that you're not caught up in endless worries, but are fully engaged in life. People are naturally drawn to that kind of energy. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you missed out on a beautiful moment because you were too busy overthinking? If so, this is your invitation to change that narrative. The next time you catch yourself drifting into thoughts about him, gently redirect your focus. Remind yourself, I am here. This moment is mine. And trust me, this isn't just about distracting yourself from thoughts of him. It's about creating a habit of presence that transforms your entire life. Imagine how much more joy, peace, and connection you'll feel when you stop living in the mental tug-of-war between past and future. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to take back your power and start living fully in the present, let me know. Like this video and drop a comment saying number 1 to show that this message is landing for you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Together, we're diving into the kind of insights that can change the way you think about yourself, your relationships, and your life. Stay with me, because the next part of this journey will only deepen your understanding and empower you further. Let's keep growing, one moment at a time. 6. Love and emotional generosity. Love. The word itself carries so much weight, doesn't it? It's at the core of why he occupies your thoughts. Love, or the idea of it, has a way of consuming us, making us think, does he feel the same way? Or am I giving too much of myself? But here's the truth that many of us overlook. Love isn't about transactions. It isn't about keeping score or measuring how much he gives versus how much you offer. Real love, the kind that lingers in your thoughts, is rooted in generosity. Let me ask you this. When you think about him, are your thoughts filled with a desire to share your love freely? Or are they weighed down by expectations, what you wish he would do, say, or prove? Emotional generosity is the art of giving love without demanding anything in return. It's a radical idea in a world where relationships are often treated as a give and take exchange. But what if the secret to feeling truly fulfilled, whether he reciprocates or not, lies in your ability to give with an open heart? This doesn't mean you should tolerate disrespect or neglect. Not at all. Emotional generosity isn't about self-sacrifice. It's about choosing to love in a way that aligns with your values and nurtures your well-being. It's saying, I love because it's who I am, not because I need something from you. When you practice this kind of love, something amazing happens. Your focus shifts from what you're lacking to what you're creating. Instead of wondering, why hasn't he texted me back? You begin to appreciate the simple joy of caring about someone. Instead of measuring his actions, you celebrate the moments when you can share your affection, your attention, and your authenticity. But here's where it gets tricky. Love and emotional generosity can feel vulnerable. When you give freely without expecting anything in return, you're opening yourself up to the possibility of rejection or disappointment. That's why so many of us hold back, only offering love when we're sure it will be returned. But this guarded approach keeps us from experiencing the true beauty of connection. Think about it. When has love felt the most real to you? Was it when someone met your expectations perfectly? Or was it in those raw, unfiltered moments when you simply gave or received love without hesitation? Emotional generosity thrives in those moments. It's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. This is where Stoicism offers a profound lesson. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control how others feel or act, but we can control how we show up. In Stoic Dating, this means loving without attachment to outcomes. It means saying, I choose to love because it aligns with my values and because it makes me feel alive, not because I need validation. Let's ground this idea with a practical example. Imagine you're thinking about him, wondering if he's thinking about you too. Instead of spiraling into doubt, ask yourself, what's one small act of love I can share today without expecting anything in return? Maybe it's a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or even a silent moment of gratitude for his presence in your life. These acts of generosity don't just benefit him, they also nurture your own emotional well-being, reinforcing your capacity to love freely. But emotional generosity doesn't mean ignoring your own needs. It's about balance. You give love, yes, but you also recognize when you need to set boundaries, protect your energy, and honor your self-worth. Healthy love isn't about pouring from an empty cup. It's about sharing your overflow. Here's an important question to reflect on. Are you giving out of love or out of fear? Fear-based giving often stems from a place of insecurity, the fear of losing him, of not being enough, or of being left behind. Love-based giving, on the other hand, comes from a place of abundance. It says, I am enough, and my love is a gift, not a plea. When you shift to this mindset, your thoughts about him become lighter, more joyful. They're no longer tied to what he does or doesn't do. Instead, they're a reflection of your own capacity to love and the way you choose to express it. And here's the best part. Love given freely is often returned in unexpected ways. When you approach your relationship with openness and authenticity, you create a space where deeper connection can flourish. He senses that you're not trying to control or demand, but simply sharing who you are. This kind of love is magnetic. It draws people in because it feels real, unpressured, and genuine. So the next time he crosses your mind, Instead of wondering what he's thinking, ask yourself, how can I show love today in a way that feels true to me? This isn't just about him, it's about you stepping into your power as someone who loves generously without fear. As you embrace this mindset, you'll notice a shift, not just in your relationship with him, but in how you feel about yourself. You'll see that love, when given freely, isn't something that drains you, it's something that fills you up, reminding you of your own strength, beauty, and capacity to connect. And isn't that what love is really about? It's not about control or guarantees. It's about being brave enough to give, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's about showing up as your most authentic self and trusting that, whatever happens, you're creating a life filled with meaning and connection. Stay with me, because in the next section we'll explore how the challenges you face together, or even apart, can deepen your connection and reveal the true strength of your bond. There's so much more to discover. 7. How challenges strengthen bonds. Have you ever noticed how the people who occupy your thoughts the most aren't just those who bring you joy, but also those who challenge you? The person who makes your heart race doesn't just light up your good days, they're often the same person you think about during the difficult moments. But here's a question worth asking. Why is it that challenges, whether shared or personal, seem to deepen our connection to someone? Think about the last time you faced a challenge in your relationship, or even within yourself about him. Did it make you question things? Or did it reveal something about him or you that brought clarity? Challenges have a strange way of doing that. They strip away the surface-level distractions and force us to confront the truth about our emotions, desires, and the bond we share with someone. Here's the secret. Challenges are not meant to destroy connections. They're meant to test and refine them. When you go through difficulties, whether it's a disagreement, miscommunication, or even just the uncertainty of where things stand, it pushes you to grow. It's not always comfortable, but it's always revealing. Ask yourself, when was the last time you overcame something challenging together? Maybe it was a misunderstanding that you worked through, or a moment when you saw his vulnerability for the first time. Those moments matter. They're the glue that strengthens a bond. They're proof that connection isn't just built on laughter and good times, but on resilience and the willingness to navigate life's messier moments together. But here's the twist. Not all challenges are shared. Sometimes the challenge is happening entirely in your mind. You might be questioning how much you mean to him or struggling with your own insecurities. These inner battles can feel just as significant as any external obstacle. When you find yourself thinking about him during these times, it's often because you're searching for answers about who you are, what you want, and whether this connection aligns with your values. And that's okay. It's natural to seek clarity in the face of uncertainty. But the key is to approach these challenges with strength and self-awareness. This is where Stoicism becomes a game changer. Stoicism teaches us that we don't grow by avoiding challenges, but by facing them head-on with a sense of calm and purpose. In Stoic Dating, this means embracing the hard conversations, the moments of doubt, and the times when things feel uncertain. Instead of running from these moments, you lean into them, knowing they hold the potential for growth. So what does that look like in practice? Let's say you're feeling unsure about where you stand with him. Instead of letting those thoughts spiral into fear or frustration, use them as an opportunity to reflect. Ask yourself, what do I need in this relationship, and am I being clear about it? How can I communicate my feelings without placing blame or demanding answers? Am I focusing on what I can control, or am I getting caught up in things outside my influence? Challenges also reveal his character. How does he show up when things get tough? Does he listen, compromise, and work with you to find solutions? Or does he shut down, avoid, or dismiss your feelings? These moments give you invaluable insights into whether this connection is built on a foundation of mutual respect and effort, or whether it's one-sided. But here's the thing. Even if the challenge reveals that he isn't who you thought he was, it's still a gift. Why? Because it gives you clarity. It allows you to make decisions from a place of truth rather than illusion. And that clarity is priceless. Of course, Not every challenge is meant to be faced together. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is step back and face your own emotions before bringing them into the relationship. This is where emotional resilience comes in, your ability to navigate difficulties without losing yourself in the process. And let's not forget the beauty of overcoming challenges together. There's something incredibly intimate about working through hard times with someone. It creates a sense of partnership, a feeling that you're both on the same team. When he occupies your thoughts during these moments, it's often because you sense the potential for something deeper, a bond forged not just in happiness but in resilience. So the next time you're facing a challenge, whether it's internal or within the relationship, remember this. It's not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that there's an opportunity to grow, to understand each other better, and to build something stronger. If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like challenges have revealed something profound about your relationship, let me know. Like this video and drop a comment saying number 1 if this perspective is speaking to you. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights like this. This journey is about more than just understanding him. It's about understanding yourself, your relationships, and the incredible strength you carry within. Let's keep exploring this together. There's so much more to uncover, and I can't wait to share it with you. 8. Your own emotional growth. Let's take a moment to reflect on this journey, why he occupies your thoughts and what it really reveals about you. Because at the core of all these questions, emotions, and challenges, there's a deeper truth. The way you think about him often mirrors your own emotional growth. When someone consumes your thoughts, it's not just about them, it's about what they awaken in you. It's about your desires, your fears, and your aspirations. Sometimes he becomes a symbol of something larger, a dream you want to chase, a feeling you want to hold on to, or even a part of yourself you're just beginning to discover. And this is where the real transformation begins. Emotional growth isn't just about understanding him. It's about understanding yourself, why you feel the way you do, what you truly want, and how you can take control of your inner world. When he occupies your thoughts, it's an opportunity to turn inward and ask, what is this teaching me about myself? For instance, are your thoughts about him rooted in longing or joy? Do they come from a place of self-assurance, or do they stem from a need for validation? The answers to these questions can illuminate where you are in your emotional journey. If you find that your thoughts are often tied to anxiety or fear, it's a sign that there's room for growth, a chance to build more confidence, security, and peace within yourself. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to embrace your own autonomy. Instead of waiting for him to fill a void or meet a need, ask yourself, how can I fulfill this for myself? If you're seeking love, start by giving love to yourself. If you're craving excitement, find ways to create it in your own life. This isn't about diminishing the importance of your connection with him. It's about enhancing it by becoming a whole, fulfilled person on your own terms. This process of growth isn't always easy. It requires you to face uncomfortable truths, to let go of illusions, and to step into the unknown. But the reward is profound, a sense of inner strength that no external circumstance can shake. This is where Stoicism offers timeless guidance. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our values, and to release what lies outside our influence. In Stoic Dating, this means approaching relationships with balance and clarity. You're no longer seeking someone to complete you because you already feel complete. Instead, you're inviting them to share in your journey, to grow with you, and to build something beautiful together. But here's the most liberating part. As you grow emotionally, you'll notice a shift in how he occupies your mind. The thoughts will no longer feel consuming or overwhelming. Instead, they'll feel intentional and grounded, a reflection of the person you're becoming. You'll think of him not because you need him to validate you, but because you value the connection and the role he plays in your life. This shift doesn't just transform your inner world, it also changes how you show up in your relationships. When you approach him from a place of confidence and emotional independence, it creates a dynamic of mutual respect and admiration. He sees you not as someone who is dependent on him, but as someone who chooses him from a place of strength. And even if the relationship doesn't unfold as you hoped, your emotional growth ensures that you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. Because ultimately, this journey isn't just about him, it's about you. It's about discovering who you are, what you deserve, and how you can create a life filled with meaning, joy, and connection. So the next time he crosses your mind, pause. Instead of getting lost in the thought, use it as a moment of reflection. Ask yourself, what is this thought teaching me? How can I grow from this? With each step of this journey, you're becoming the kind of person who doesn't just dream of love, but creates it within yourself and in your relationships. And that, my friend, is the most beautiful transformation of all. You're not just thinking about him, you're growing because of him. And in the process, you're discovering the incredible strength, beauty, and depth of your own heart. This is your story, your journey, and your power. Embrace it fully, because the best is yet to come. As we've explored together, when someone constantly occupies your thoughts, it's never just about them. It's about you, your emotions, your growth, and your capacity to connect. He may be the spark, but the fire burns within you. Each reason we've uncovered, whether it's the pull of reciprocated energy, the complexities of attachment, or the challenges you've faced, points to a deeper truth. Your thoughts about him are a mirror of your own journey toward self-awareness, love, and fulfillment. Now, as you take all of this in, ask yourself, what will I do with this insight? Will you continue to let these thoughts drift through your mind, or will you use them as a tool to understand yourself better? Will you take this moment to pause, reflect, and take ownership of your emotional landscape? Here's the most exciting part. The power to change the narrative is entirely in your hands. Whether he's a fleeting presence or a lasting connection, the way he occupies your thoughts is an invitation to grow, to deepen your self-awareness, and to create the kind of life and love that align with your truest self. And remember this, every step of your emotional journey is valuable. Even the doubts, the overthinking, and the moments of uncertainty are part of the process. They're shaping you into someone who loves with authenticity and strength, someone who knows her worth and isn't afraid to seek what she truly deserves. If this journey has resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on everything you've learned here. Use these insights to strengthen your relationships, starting with the one you have with yourself. And if you're ready for more, don't hesitate to come back for future videos. Together, we'll continue exploring the incredible, complex world of love, connection, and self-discovery. Thank you for being here, for opening your heart and mind to this journey. You're not just thinking about him, you're growing into the best version of yourself. Until next time, take care of your heart, trust in your journey, and remember, you are more powerful and deserving than you realize. I can write more if you'd like, or adapt this conclusion to fit a more specific tone or angle. Let me know how you'd like to proceed.